against a 0-7 team so far, so that's waiting a little bit on that. A lot of damage that Crow's going to be able to pick up, but surely you can't walk onto this high ground though. Yeah. Crow's the big boy.
First blood for Salamene and for the Dark Moon.
Yeah, and that also means that, you know, going to be a really fast earn coming through from this Luna. So,
the battle begins.
Really heavily underrated part of it is that it turns the Sage's Mask from 0.7 mana regen into 1.5. So you're just going to be able to spam those Lucent Beams a little bit more frequently in the lane as well. Plus. Yeah. They end up dewarding on the ward that the Radiant team put down as well, but it secured them the kill. They're going to take that as a win. Remember, they denied the Observer one last game.
You're going nowhere.
I think so. I mean, Razor, as much of like a somewhat fast hero he can be, he's not something like this Miracle Void Spirit that can just quickly get out of all of the AoE damage that's able to be pumped out. Same sort of thing with the Elder Titan, right? He needs to actually be in the team fight, doing the vast majority of his effectiveness. Trying to whack a few times, but he does not have much extra damage coming through from that, only the plus 12. Oh, maybe. I don't want to say a little too greedy, but PYWE was trying to go for the kill into GH. That Fairy Fire ended up saving it. It does mean that with that death, they've got the completed urn available for this top side. For sure. I mean, DY, you're not able to really do much again unless you're getting in onto the front lines and trying to harass out Weehab, but that's exactly where he wants you to be. Come on, DY. Give me my own. Finishes it up, but Kuro gets the lucky Tranquil Boots delivered through to him, so he should be just... You can see he's even backpacking them to make sure he didn't take any of that right click, so gonna have them back available right now. Maybe make the long rotation around just to make sure he's not... No, he's confident that his spidey senses say PYW's not. Yeah, Astral expiring, he had the Tango ticking, and right at the end there, he walked underneath the tower, so he has that little bit of extra armor coming. That would have been enough.
There is nothing in the desert that frightens me.
RMN's doing a great job on this bot lane though. I'm wondering why maybe they haven't tried to change this lane setup a little bit. I suppose whenever you are the team that moves first, the enemy team always have the luxury of being able to react to you, and finally we see the Luna come down towards this bot side to try and put a little bit of pressure at least onto...
Invisibility! That's not what I like, son.
Yeah, of course, as well. I felt like they were in a little bit of two minds as well about whether they did actually want to go for a gank there, because the Luna was probably only one creep away from hitting up onto that level 3. Just makes the Lucid Beam so much more effective, doubling the damage zone. Kind of like, well, do we step this? Maybe, maybe not. Some of these easy last hits in lane, Odd 11's missing. A bit surprising from it.
How could such a thing be?
Another dive.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Might be dead though.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Next time.
Yeah, and the other thing was the urn, which is now being used onto Ryoyo, wasn't used aggressively onto GH. Might have been able to pick up the kill if they did.
Such regional concerns are beneath my time.
A lot more positive right now. We're talking about kingmakers, you know. Teams, even though Nigma don't have any more chance, unfortunately, of being able to make it through to the group stage, Vici, they could still drop down into that 4th position if results don't go their way on some of these other games. Are they able to take out that tier 2 tower? Not opting to go for the outpost just yet. Actually, dying a lot here on PYW.
Dire structures are fortified.
Oyoyo.
Dire's courier has been killed. Dire's courier has been killed.
As well as what Vici looked to respond as well. You can see just shoving out again the lanes, trying to force them to consider something, but What's a tier 2 when you could look to threaten racks with the siege creep available? Weeha's doing a decent amount of damage as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is falling. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Oh yeah. Full lane. And that Sunray is just so effective. Like, you talk about these supports that oftentimes fall off. Luna, I mean, does a little bit if you're not able to get the fire, but you're dying constantly. That's, what, 9 deaths now for PYW. He doesn't have the pipe yet, and you just compare that to the itemization that GH has been able to get. And it's on the back of his flawless execution coming out. We can see now, he's going to look to take out some of these Ancients, maybe try and get the tier 3 items. Because there is a big jump in quality.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Void infusion.
Oh, nice.
Your life is a flash of my eye.
Just again, the perfect timing of the Dissimulate, being able to dodge out that Burrow Strike. The reason Miracle's one of the top in the world. They got... It's been there for more than half of its duration.
You can run. You should run. You are dead. Dead.
I think they've got a little bit of a window now. You know, it's a 4v1. They've got the lane all the way pushed into their base. Kuroki, he's doing enough damage. Going back though. Maybe making the same mistake that we saw Gambit make yesterday against Vici.
It was worth
Well, hold that, yeah.
You are dead. You can run. You should run.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, there's still a little bit in it, but it's looking promising for Nigma to be able to pick up their first win of the major so far. We've also got, you mentioned all the damage that's coming out from Weeha, having a fantastic game, 14-3 and 19 now, but we don't discount GH. 8-1 and 27, even on that chase, like he did 1,500 damage purely from the Sunray. It is ridiculous how much you can do as a support the mid to late game.
Are fortified. Dire structures are fortified.
They go with the AC now though, on Weeha, which is going to make things a little bit easier.
I'll take your tribute.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Do they want to claim it yet is the big question. I feel like so many times now the Leshrack's been caught out with a static link before he's able to get a BKB off because, well, he doesn't have one. So he's looking to build into it right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And now they actually do have the luxury to go for this Roche play because you've got the AC. That minus armor going to be really effective at being able to take it out just that little bit quicker than you might normally be able to.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
You can run. You should run.
Yeah. They could look to take out Corey. Yeah, they might just take this tier 2 tower and then go back for the Roche.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Nice Blink Dagger usage. So, I mean, they're only one laner racks down. Yes, you've lost another tier 3 tower, but they don't know it. But Miracle, he's on the sidelines for a full minute. Same sort of thing with Kuro. So you can see the big priority being put by Weeha and the rest of the team to try and take out Roche before his Troll's able to join. He's got the Blink Dagger if he wants to make a really good job. Oh boy, I feel like you gotta just, you know, count the little wins. You know, you got the Roche, you were able to kill the Troll, you got the buyback out of it, you just got a straight up retreat after that. You know, you were fighting 3v6 essentially with that buyback being used.
Under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's
Take a little bit of
middle
jungle
tower
control,
is
get those
attacked.
tier 4 items. A spell prism would be real nice. What their comms are like as well, because you've already got the pipe on the Luna, and DY is building one as well, so they just want all the magic block. There's that prism. All 11 got coming out. He's just trying to go for the nether shawl. Dish out a lot of damage on his own. That's the big thing, I suppose. Like, compared to last game, he straight up won that game on field. He has been a non-factor in this game in field.
Dire are scanning.
Double damage.
Let the skies take you. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Nova! Nova!
Supports of the real cause areas. That was Kuro and the GH show. Yeah, Weehaw goes in deep, throws his life away, and they're just like, don't worry, boys, we got this. Super arrogant, super overused, but when you can combo it together with those BKBs on cooldown, with the Echo Stomp, why not?
Thousand of your kind.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
This is back and forth. Like, it is a 24 to 43, 53 kill game, 14k net worth. It could go either way. Like, this is going to come down to who has the buyback at the right time.
Gold for my foot. I'll take your.
A tithe to the impurities.
Loyal warrior.
Should be okay. The advantage of that spell prism. Much lower cooldown for it. He just hits up onto level 20. Actually goes for the health regen instead of the Burrow Strike. I was thinking, you know, maybe he just wanted one for 7 seconds, which would have been ridiculous. Speaking of levels as well, you've got Grimstroke. Probably only a couple of creeps away from hitting up into his level 25. So we've seen how effective Inkswell has been at the start of these team fights already. Look to increase on that, or could just very well be the Stroke of Fate damage. He's been doing a lot this game, RMN. Slows down that ramp up of the further damage as well, which is always great. Throwing the Wind Waker is the Lesh. To maybe move away from a static link, I don't know. Use it on teammates when they're getting locked down next to a supernova, I don't know. I wonder if you could use it to break the Soulbind. I haven't actually tested that. Because if you force stuff at max range of the Soulbind binds, it breaks it, but I'm not sure if Wind Waker does the same. Does force the BKB on the Razor. That is the one bonus. It's all the way down at 5 seconds, so it's going to be available in about 45 seconds. But still, I don't want to say a win, but could have been worse. They've still got a small shot this time. Go for the Stroke of Fate damage as well on this.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
They're melting though. Man, how is Ori able to keep them away for that long? You know, he pops the Eternal Shroud just to have that little bit of extra armor. The Shiva's Guard doing a lot of work. Doesn't even need to use the Bloodstone either, so he's still got that little bit of survivability if they look to make that extra little dive. Talk about the effectiveness of these neutral items, that Trickster Cloak as well, just providing that little bit of extra vision. You can see the Sentry Wards were eventually dropped to the fight, but it just gives you that second or two of respite to be able to dodge out some of the damage coming from. And they are just going all in onto this magic damage. We've got an E-Blade now with a Dagon 5 and a Sanjin Kaya and a Timeless Relic on our Void Spirit. Phoenix, of course, has the Sunray. He's also going into an E-Blade. You've got a Dagon 2 on Kuro right now and a Veil. So everyone's going to pop if they're coordinated. He had the Lotus. Could have gotten rid of that silence. Oh. Talked about. Anyway, I actually want to see. So Kuro's actually got the 100% cleave. Why not? Just to help push out waves a little bit, even though he hasn't got the Astral Spirit Hero attack. Oh man. On top of all that, they've got the Ceremonial Robe on the ET, plus the Natural Order. Like, there is literally no hero in the game that can survive this combination. It's just kind of like an unranked game, you know, that you play with your friends, like, guys, everyone go Dagon and just hit this guy and tilt him off the face of the planet.
Immortality.
We've got the Ags on the Luna.
Radiant's middle barracks are
Man, I thought that could have looked really good if the troll wasn't picked off there. They'd used all the BKBs, they had no other defensive capabilities, and all that time PYW was holding his Ags Eclipse. Eventually uses it and gets a double kill onto two really valuable targets in RMN and Weeha's Razor, but it's just a little bit too late. You're trollless. He desperately wants to get that ring of health from the secret shop so that he can at least have a hood for himself. He doesn't want to get first 100 to 0 with these Dagons. There's no reason to do it just yet. Same sort of thing with Nigma, like why not just wait for the Razor? You're in a commanding position, you've got no glyph, you've got buybacks available for most of your heroes. Still feels tense though.
Bounty.
We talk about the refresher robot GH, that's the next priority for PYW. He's got his level 25 as well, so you can actually have that permanent stun under the Eclipse, not get any sort of chance to pop the BKB if you get it off in the right position with no other units around. I honestly think Kuro is #1 priority. He doesn't have the same kind of defensive capabilities that GH does, and just being able to fly away and having the Aeon Disc, even just the E-Blade for himself if the troll was to get onto him. And, providing so much just by existing with the Natural Order, with the Veil, with the Ceremonial Robe, and that's not even mentioning the Dagon.
Arcane power.
And that was just one hero. One hero's worth. Good wake up. Stun.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's ancient is under attack.
As crazy as it sounds, I still think Vici have a chance in this. You just gotta... Yeah. I think it's happened like 3 or 4 times now where someone goes in deep. Most of the time it's Miracle, where, they try and force out these early BKBs so that they can then take these fights. So you know what's gonna happen. So maybe having someone that's like right there, ready, use someone as bait so that you can get the instant blink stun onto them and then hopefully take them down, use that to then snowball into a push and try and end the game straight down mid.
bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I mean, Ori's just got a casual 10,000 gold right now, just sitting in his bank account. Clearly invested into the right stonks, that's for sure, but just wanted to go for that Ag's Blessing, it seems. He's just about 200 gold short for being able to have that and buyback. Against this game where you're going to force yourself to take more damage against all of these Dagons, it's a bit of a risk.
It's about
Actually,
time.
yeah. That was what I was talking about. Old 11 needs to be right there, or they need a Hex on someone, or an Abyssal. That's the big thing that they're waiting for. I honestly think it would be better finishing off this Abyssal than going for a Mage Slayer.
Oh, that is too good.
He's gonna get back. Tense.
You are dead. Dead.
Well, he's definitely going to need to come back. Even just these siege creeps can take down their racks.
Witness this.
You can run. You should run.